Now, what are your thoughts of that? John Morrison, short and quick, saying that the Miz is done. He doesn't have anything to say tonight. Thank you for the host there, Venom. Appreciate that. What is your thoughts on that? Are you kind of interested in seeing where this goes? Are you happy to see Morrison on SmackDown teaming up with the Miz possibly? What is your thoughts on John Morrison showing up last night on SmackDown?
I love it because I would love to see a Miz and Morrison reunion because they were a good for the really shitty division they had on in tag division. I can't remember. I think it might have been SmackDown if they only did brands with SmackDown. I don't fucking remember. But yeah, I thought they were a really good tag team, and they really played off each other so well. I think JR and them were even comparing them to like a Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect. That's how great they work together as a tag team. So I mean, yeah. I like it. And Fox even said yes, he's on SmackDown, and it's like SmackDown is getting loaded up right now. And this year, right now, it seems we're getting into that stage where it's can't miss TV right now because getting on that road to WrestleMania.
Right, and the Miz, John Morrison and the returns that we got last night to me were very much needed on SmackDown. Adam Bomb says, but Dave has a good point. He had his opportunity and he failed. Got to move forward to try and get his revenge. And Truth and Loyalty says, we all know where this is going. And we do. This is going to be Morrison and The Miz teaming up to take on the New Day for the tag team titles, probably at Royal Rumble, which I'm not going to complain about. And it's cool to see John Morrison back. I know a lot of people probably would rather see him maybe in AEW or maybe New Japan or somewhere else, but it's cool to see him back with The Miz. I'm curious to see where they go with this, and I'm excited to see him back on SmackDown, where I think he'll do very, very well. Marion Watson says, I'm still annoyed from that shit he did on Impact. Just looking at him, says Marion Yeah, we all know about that.
Hate on us for being happy that he's back. I mean, isn't there some people that you see on someplace they just don't belong? And it's cool to see a guy return after, 10 years almost since he's been in the WWE last. So yeah, I mean, him and Miz, I wanted to see them reunite, so that's kind of cool. And I hope they bring back their Dirt Sheet show. That'd be awesome.
Noob says Morrison is probably going to talk some sense into the Miz because he needs to get his mind off about the Fiend. Getdatables fan club says Jomo is fucking awesome, and I predict he'll get over. A feud between Miz and Morrison and the New Day could be just what the SmackDown tag division needs. Throw in the Revival as a serious wrestling heel team and the Usos as badass brothers who don't give a shit, and you've got a good mix there. Hey,
you do. I agree.
Complain. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
he's absolutely correct on that. This the impact of some of these guys who debuted last night or returned last night is huge for SmackDown because it boosts up a lot of certain divisions on SmackDown. Steven says pretty cool them getting back together. Alice says SmackDown roster is stacked. Red Sox fan says, well, y'all hate him in Impact. Now y'all like him. It's not that we hated him in Impact. His Impact run started growing stale. And you can't deny that. People who watched our Impact watch parties saw the gradual staleness that Morrison became. It became him becoming stale, and it was them not knowing how to utilize them after a certain amount of time. And then also you get him to lose the title to Brian Cage, which was overall a mistake. And then you didn't have your world champion, Brian Cage, on Impact ever. So it wasn't that we hated him on Impact. It was more the corniness that they had him do and the way they treated him, in my opinion.
Hey, to be fair, at least his dad is still there.
You talking about Morrison?
Yeah, Morrison's dad is still in Impact.
Oh, fuck. Jesus. Adam Bomb says, also, Tony, this wasn't a debut. It was a return. You talking about Morrison? This is kind of a debut, right? He's been gone for like 10 years. Like, this is not just a fucking casual return like Shane is. But this is, I think a debut in my opinion. He's been gone for long enough.
Because there's fans who probably never seen him even ever wrestle in the WWE.
Hell, nobody want Morrison in New Japan, says Red Sox fan. I like him in Lucha Underground until Cage happened, said Noob. They kind of blew it for the surprise Rumble return, says Bill. Yeah, well, they also had the funniest thing to me. The funniest thing to me was John Morrison already was on the bump, right? Already was on the bump. They already clarified that he signed with the WWE. And what does fucking Corey Graves say? Well, there was rumblings around the locker room that John Morrison has signed with the WWE. Where the fuck have you been, Corey Graves? This man announced that he signed with them like a month and a half ago when he was on the bump. Like, sheesh. Whoever fed him that line should get slapped. What is this?
Hey, no, really quick.
Go ahead.
Really quick, Tony. You want to talk about getting mad about people saying stuff? How about your good old buddy Sean Ross Sapp? There's rumors that John Morrison is backstage in Memphis.
I saw that.
It's like, yeah, thanks for ruining the surprise for everyone.
Yeah. Look at my mom giving us a football update. 2-minute warning. Titans up 14-13. There you go. Cage had a back injury. He did, but
thanks to Morrison.
That's where you drop the title off of a guy where he's never going to be on the show. I feel like towards the end, he felt like a big dog in a small cage. It was time for him to go, in my opinion. I agree, Marion Watson. I absolutely agree with you on that.
A big dog in a small cage, really.
Talking about impact, and Morrison.
No, Brian Cage, a big dog in a small cage.
I think he's right. Morrison kind of became bigger.
But he wasn't, though. He wasn't that big there.
I think he overgrew his welcome, if that makes sense. How about that?
He was there for
Taya is doing, Taya has done it all in Impact. Once she loses that title, like, what else is there for her to do?
After a year, it did seem like more, because Morrison had some really good matches when he first started off as the face, and everyone liked Morrison. But then when he turned heel, people really started to hate him.
Which is what you're supposed to do. That's how heels roll.